up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Jonathan Majors, ooh, I know you wish you had just skipped the club and gone home. Jonathan Majors has been found guilty of diddy bopping his ex-girlfriend. And all I gotta say is, I guess that's slave. No, not only I guess that civil rights cosplay didn't work. And baby, did Megan Good? Did she make sure that check cleared? Because baby, you can't tell me that's a real relationship, y'all. Listen, in what is a stunning to no one turn of events, he has been found guilty. The weird thing is, his lawyer, who was showing up to court looking like Fraggle Rock, literally got key evidence that helped in his conviction. Key evidence was admitted because of his lawyer's own mess up. I do want to say this. His lawyer has messed up from the beginning. His lawyer has been extra aggressive for that. His lawyer is the reason he lost. Even from the beginning, the way they handled that, right? The way they handled that was with actual the public relations. Now listen, okay? That is still not. And Jonathan Majors did everything he could to make sure he won. He came dressed like a civil rights activist. Seriously, he looked like grandpa. Remember the episode of the Boondocks when he was recounting how he rode the Freedom Bus with Dr. Martin Luther King? Yeah, that's the way he was dressed. On top of that, they even released audio in the courtroom where he basically was calling his girlfriend, "Why ain't you classy? You're supposed to be classy, like Coretta Scott King, right? Like Michelle Obama." And I said, you know what? He found the only self-hating Caucasian woman. Again, it was unhinged. Not only what, let me get into this report because TMZ is going to cover it. Oddly enough, TMZ did look like they were on the payroll to make sure that he got off, but it wasn't TMZ. I think it actually was Disney. Disney got so much money invested in the Marvel movies. They got so much, or is it Marvel? It's Marvel. They got so much money invested in him. And to think, I know a lot of people are going to be like, they trying to take down a black man. To which I say, but did the black man do it? Because it really does make you wonder, how did you have all this in front of you? How did you have everything in your hands? How were you taking over the world and you chose to slap chop your girlfriend, blank her out, do all this stuff, and then message her, begging her, please, please, please don't. Then go on a campaign calling her a liar, baby. If they can take down Harvey Weinstein, if they can take down Jeffrey Epstein, baby, they can take down you. This will be a reminder of any man that is thinking they can do this and get away with it. You're not going to get away with it. And if we do find out, we will drag you all up and down the street, metaphorically, of course. They said Jonathan Majors has been found guilty in his criminal trial after a jury decided the actor's fate following 3 days of deliberations. Megan Good must feel like the folio because she been walking around looking like his Coretta Scott King. I'm joking. I added that in. They said the verdict came down on Monday in New York City, and the actor was found guilty on one count of assault in the third degree and guilty of harassment. If you guys don't know, there were a million voice messages and text messages when he was trying to force her to keep quiet. But the thing is, this is what I don't understand. His ex seemed like she was loopy also. And that's awfully toxic. And whenever you are in an abusive relationship, the toxicity spread. So she seemed like she was all over the place. But looking back, she was wavering into whether she wanted to protect him or not. This woman knows you did it. You know you did it. You on trial for doing that. And you somehow thought that you were going to get Megan Good in there as a PR relationship, which, by the way, how much did she get paid? You can't tell me that's a real relationship. What is she getting out of this? Did Disney promise her roles if she played the role of dutiful girlfriend? And you bring another woman, a black woman, because it sounds like you have fun making her feel inferior to a black woman. It sounded like that was y'all thing, right? So you bought a black woman, which I'm sure was to get into court to antagonize her to play your new love interest. Why she's sitting? Oh no, I'm not saying she's dumb. I am saying dumb, da dumb, dumb. Anyway, right? Let's see. and guilty of harassment. Remember, he had initially been slapped with 8 separate charges, all pertaining to alleged assault and harassment. But before things kicked off, the DA's office agreed to drop 4 of them in an effort to consolidate their complaint. He was acquitted of 2 other counts of assault and aggravated harassment. Okay, that's good. But that's what happens. The DA gives you 50 counts and they just want one. Now oh my God, he faces a maximum sentence of up to a year behind bars. The trial, which lasted about 2 weeks, had some standout moments from the jump in opening statements when prosecutors alleged Jonathan had a history of violence in his relationships and that the March incident in questions was simply the latest example. Oddly enough, have you noticed that his ex and Megan Good look mysteriously alike? I just think hiring her as a girlfriend was the wrong thing. I think, first of all, nobody bought it. Second of all, ew, you know he don't like black girls. And even then, like, love who you want. I don't care anything about that. It's just the fact of stop. I'm sick, and tired of as soon as somebody gets in trouble in the black community, they want to like, baby, walk it like you talk it. Okay, just walk it like you talk it. Nobody cares who you love. Go do whatever, but don't talk to me like we stupid. As it anyway, right? Prosecution claims Jonathan and his accuser, Grace Jabari, had gotten into an argument that night after she discovered some text from another woman, but asserted Jonathan was the one who escalated things by allegedly twisting her arm behind her back and her finger as well. They also claim he threw her back into the car they were in after she attempted to exit. In other words, they allege he roughed her up, and the 6-person jury agreed. One critical piece of evidence presented in court involved surveillance video of the night in question, showing a scuffle between Jonathan and Grace, plus a foot chase shortly thereafter, with Jonathan bolting away from Grace, who runs after him for a few blocks. Grace herself took to the stand as the key witness and backed the prosecution's case. Jonathan, if you had just shut up and sent flowers to that girl because she was convinced that you were the love of her life, instead you bring in her lookalike, but she classy like Coretta Scott King, dummy. And this is the person that testified against you. I don't want to give that fool any chance of how he could have won, but baby, there had to be imagine the arrogance. She said that Jonathan got physical with her that night and was followed a pattern of controlling, manipulated behavior that at times teetered on violence. She described other alleged instances of Jonathan losing his temper and delivered emotional testimony. On cross-examination, Major's defense team attempted to pick apart her story, including asking whether she had actually injured asking her, was she actually even injured that night, despite security footage that showed her parting after the fact and looking seemingly unharmed and unbothered. That was something that I was just like, But at the end of the day, Jonathan Major's attorney, he basically got Tasha K's attorney, Olga. His 911 call that day, he was arrested, was released after he was arrested. It was played in court. He called after finding out Grace passed out in his penthouse apartment and feared she may have attempted to delete herself. Throughout the trial, Jonathan appeared alongside his current girlfriend and dummy, Megan Good, who stood by him during the saga, whose presence some thought would buy him goodwill. Goodwill toward who? Again, I don't care that Jonathan Major played in our faces because, baby, he's trying to keep a $1 billion contract or whatever he got going on with Disney. My issue is this fool played in our faces and y'all was, not y'all, but the people were believing it. What is it that as soon as you just show something with Black love, there's all these mammies and Captain Sava, what? Being like, he a good man. He a good man, Savannah. Stop it. He likes to lay his hands on people. Okay. He likes to lay his hands on people. No matter what color woman he's dating, he gonna lay them paws on him. And I, for one, am glad that he is being held accountable. And you got to think how crazy he is. I can't stress enough that you had everything in your power: wealth, money, fame. You flipped out because somebody was checking your text messages. You did all this stuff, but then you knew you did it. You knew what she's saying was true, and you chose to mock her, taunt her, and show up to court with another woman, all because you thought you could press button in the Black community, press button, Black women will protect, press button. Again, you insulted our intelligence. That's what I'm mad about. Anyway, right? Also, can we talk about what Megan Good was wearing in court? Why was she dressed looking like she was going to the club with glasses and the goddess locks? Now we know that mama can wear goddess locks, but it was just weird optical. The bigger question now, of course, is what happens to his career. It's on the ropes even before the trial. And now it feels like he might start to be dropped in mass. It's a big blow. He already started playing Marvel's next big bad, and he was a rising star in Hollywood with Oscar nominations, and he threw that all away to put his hands on a woman. Again, it don't matter what woman was in front of him. I hope everybody realized that as long as you was a woman and you were doing something he thought was distasteful, he was and will and probably will. And if you got that much on the line, that much happiness, that much prosperity, that much going on with you, and you still want to lay your paws on someone, baby, that's a problem. Listen, good luck to Jonathan Majors. I hope he changes his ways, but I don't know. Let's see how long this contract with Megan Good lasts. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.